Hey guys, Inferno here. Today I'll be doing a general grinding guide, so I'll basically just be giving you guys a bunch of tips and strategies depending on where you are in the game, so let's get into it. First, we have beginner tips. If you're just starting a new character or you're below level 35, here are some things to keep in mind. Your main priority at the start of the game should be leveling up to unlock Nightmare Mode. Nightmare Mode unlocks at level 35, but there are a few other important level milestones. At level 4, you unlock contracts. You can join them starting at level 1, but you can't host them until level 4. Now contracts are extremely useful, and it's only for one reason: XP. XP contracts are the only ones worth playing, and you should basically be playing these whenever they're out. It may get boring, but grinding XP contracts is undoubtedly the best way to progress in the game. At level 15, you unlock daily events, being virus samples, last man standing, and apocalypse. You don't really need daily events to progress though, so you won't be playing them much, unless you want to reroll black boxes. But at level 15, you also unlock faction wars, which will definitely be worth playing eventually. You might even want to play it right away if the shock field, Festungsbrecher, Krakatoa, or other good gear is featured in the shop. Now in order to grind both XP contracts and faction war most effectively, I highly suggest joining the Zombie Assault Graffiti Discord server. Here you'll be able to learn even more strategies and tips that can speed up your progression by a lot, so check out the video description if you're interested in that. The next level milestone is 25. This is when you unlock black boxes. They can drop instead of any other box and have a 1 in 200 chance of spawning. And the final milestone before level 35 is level 29 and 30. At level 30, all of your grenades and turrets turn red and sell for an increased value. So when you're level 29 or lower, you can buy a bunch of them and then sell them for a profit once you hit level 30. After level 35, there's really only one milestone left, which is 96. At level 96, you can gather 3 level 100 teammates and create a nightmare lobby, which is level 396 or higher. This allows you to grind for elite augment cores in the most efficient way, because you'll have a high chance to encounter a savage elite necrosis, which is impossible at any lobby level below 396. The nightmare power-out map is an exception though. If you're interested in grinding for cores at lower levels, here are the level requirements to spawn a Savage Elite Necrosis in Power Out. But keep in mind, this strategy is very inconsistent, and most of the time, you'll end up getting another boss. Also, if you get more than one boss to spawn for the final fight in Nightmare Power Out, they'll all drop strong boxes. This is pretty rare, but it's definitely nice. Now when a Savage Elite Necrosis drops an Antonium box in Nightmare mode, the box has a 15% chance to drop a core, while an Antonium from a Savage Elite Devastator in Nightmare only gives a 5% core chance. This, along with inconsistent lobby levels and less strongbox drops, makes grinding cores at levels lower than 96 extremely difficult. As for keys, any Antonium box found in Nightmare has a 5% chance to drop a key. Even level 8 boxes that are found on the ground or dropped from a zombie could give you a key. One thing to keep in mind when trying to get keys is that it's usually not worth it to equip High Roller. And as I said earlier, if you're grinding for keys, cores, and boxes, High Roller usually isn't worth it. While it does technically increase your overall odds, I suggest only buying it if you have more than enough money or if you need red gear, because it makes a very small difference with elite items. Now let's talk about some useful gear to look out for, and what the most important upgrades and stats really are. For armor, you want to prioritize movement speed and reload speed. So the main pieces that you're looking out for include the Rubicon Power Assist, Overwatch Legs, Dragonfly Pants, Titan IDS Gloves, Medusa Helmet, Dragonfly Helmet, and the Titan MEM Sprints. Now you can't really go wrong with the Power Assist and Overwatch Legs, but the other armor pieces may not be meta depending on your class. If you guys are curious about the meta build for your character, I suggest checking out my meta character build guide videos. They're really helpful to anyone who doesn't know exactly how the character build should look. For weapons, you want to prioritize damage, obviously, along with a small movement penalty, and good mobbing or bossing capabilities. Some good weapons for mobbing include the Jupiter, Shredder, and Festungsbrecher, and for low levels, the Raptor and most Rio weapons also do good. As for bossing, the Shock Field, Hotspot, or Hornet could work well. and for lower levels, the stripper may be alright, as well as a few Rhea weapons. Another weapon you can look out for in the faction shop is the Krakatoa, and this weapon specializes in XP contracts, especially on the C-Labs map. It shoots out a laser which spawns a pool of lava when it hits an enemy. With the spawns and the XP contracts being so close, zombies are more than likely to run into these puddles right after spawning, making it by far the best weapon for contracts. The Krakatoa costs 40,000 base credits and 2,500 Zeta credits, so it's a bit pricey, but absolutely worth it for the XP contract grind. And if the Krakatoa is not in your shop and you don't have one, the Shredder can be a good alternative. Now for skill points. For all classes, I recommend focusing on movement speed first. I usually put my first 25 skill points into movement speed, with the possible exception of putting a single skill point into skills like Killing Spree or Die Another Day. After movement speed, I would focus more on the class-specific skills like Adrenaline, Hold the Line, or Medkit. And then close to level 100, you can start putting points into Body Armor Expert until it's level 19. To sum it all up, this is the general path you want to take for fast progression. First, XP contracts are the most important thing, and leveling up faster is always best. Before level 30, your main goal should be to stock up on turrets and grenades. You can do this by not using any, buying the tank and killing machine perks before each game, and buying them with leftover money. Then you can sell all equipment once you hit level 30. From level 35 to 96, you should be grinding XP contracts, playing nightmare games, and playing a bit of faction war. I suggest always keeping 40,000 base credits so you can afford a piece of meta gear if one is featured in the faction armory. Nightmare could also be beneficial, allowing you to get black gear, which may be an upgrade for you. And for the XP contracts, you should play them as much as possible to start grinding for level 96, which allows for easy augment cores. And for the final part of the video, I'll list off a few tips for you guys to keep in mind. Number 1. Don't overspend. Don't max out all augments on new gear you get, especially at lower levels. Your best bet is to find a good armor piece or weapon and stick with it for a while. This is better than dumping all of your cash into each piece of new gear you get, because you'll likely find better gear soon. Number 2. Save augment cores. Try not to spend any cores on underpowered gear or red gear. Instead, save them for high tier black weapons and armor, or certain faction gear. Number 3. Save your skill reset. If you're going for a skill build that isn't meta, or even if you are, it's always smart to save your skill reset. You may want to switch up your skills eventually, and you don't want to pay real money for that. 4. Don't play daily events. I personally do play daily events because they're super fun, but if you're focused on progression, they're basically useless. You're much better off grinding nightmare games, XP contracts, or faction war. And finally, number 5. Join an active Discord server. I know I say it all the time, but you're doing yourself a big disservice by not joining one. You can find people to play with, learn basically anything you need to know, and just chat about SAS4. So I'll link a few servers in the comments and description. And that's about it, everyone. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and hype the video. Also, definitely let me know what you found most useful. And with that being said, I'm out. So good luck, guys. See ya.